Hello everybody, my name is Marlo Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter. Hello everybody, my name is Marlo Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter.
Tampa Airport Transportation is committed to providing excellent service to the city of Tampa, surrounding cities and counties, and the state of Florida. To ensure the continued safety and health of our clients, we have developed the following COVID-19 preparedness plan in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal is to help to mitigate the potential for transmission of COVID-19 while still providing the excellent quality transportation services the City of Tampa has seen for the past 10 years. Our COVID-19 preparedness plan follows CDC, federal OSHA, and FEMA recommendations and addresses hygiene and respiratory etiquette, driver controls of social distancing, cleaning, disinfecting, and prompt identification and isolation of sick persons within our employ, communications and training of our drivers. Tampa Airport Transportation believes in the continued safety of our clients and wants to ensure you that we will do everything in our power and what's recommended by our government to give you quality and excellent transportation service. Our fleet of transportation vehicles includes town cars, SUVs, small and large vans, small and large buses. We can accommodate social distancing for your groups. Call us today for more information on how you can schedule your transportation services today. Call today, area code 813-464-9083 or go to www.gototia.com. Tampa Airport Transportation is committed to providing excellent service to the City of Tampa, surrounding cities and counties, and the state of Florida. To ensure the continued safety and health of our clients, we have developed the following COVID-19 preparedness plan in response to the COVID-19. What's up, everybody? My name is Candace Smith, and this is Pasco Connect Magazine. I am coming to you live right from Pasco County, And I have some beautiful people that I can't wait to bring on. Black Lives Matter Pasco is in the building today, and I'm so excited that Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries is also here, and we're about to get into it today. We're about to talk about some things, and I guess I'm gonna give a little disclaimer that some of the images that we're gonna show does show a little bit of violence or whatever. So just to let you know or whatever. But we're going to talk about some real things because there's a lot that's been going down in the community and it's not really getting publicized. It's getting talked about. Don't get it twisted. It's getting talked about, but it's not really getting publicized. So we're here to talk about it today, and I'm excited. And I think these ladies are ready. So we're finna go ahead and open this up. Are y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So thank you, ladies, for being here. And let me say this too. Thank you all for what you do in the community. You all are risking your lives like every week to say Black Lives Matter. So if nobody has told you thank you, I want to tell you thank you for everything that you're doing in the community.
Thank you. We thank you, Candace, for all your support. We really do. We really do. We thank you.
Yes. So, all right. So, what went down yesterday? Because I know every Friday you guys are out somewhere in the community telling everybody that Black Lives Matter. Where were you all yesterday?
Well, we were downtown Main Street during our march earlier in the night. The same guy that attacked us later in the night, we seen him on the bike. And we were trying to cross the crosswalk while we were marching, but he kind of just stopped there, held up the crosswalk, and was continue to, taunt us and say whatever he felt like saying. Eventually, though, he moved along. We went on our way and we kept marching. Everything was peaceful like it always was. We ended up going down an alley where there's a bunch of bars down there. The guy was, out there at the bar hanging out, and he seen us, and he had just decided to verbally attack us and then continue to be very close to our faces. He had no mask on. He was using his body to shove us around. We were trying to even leave the situation, but he kept following us. He kept antagonizing us. As one of the leaders and organizers, I felt I had to protect, my people there. So, I told him, like, you got to back up. You got to back up. And he just continued to use his body just to say what he wanted to say. And I kind of, told him like, hey, you got to go, you got to move and try to, get him, out of everybody's faces and get him from doing what he was doing. And he felt the need to swing on me. And that's when everybody else in the group, came in to, basically to my rescue, because the guy wanted to fight me like a grown man. He had, if he could have, he would have fought me like a grown man and tried to knock me out if he could have. And it was all because he was agitated at the fact that we were just saying Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Simply.
Yeah. So, okay, I have a question. What were some of the things that he was saying?
When we first seen him, he was like, white lives matter. Then he went on to just be like American lives matter. Native Americans lives. Then he was taunting our when he was talking to us the first time on the bike, he was like, all lives matter. And we're like, of course, all lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. So later when he seen us, he just wanted to keep taunting us with that same chant, our own chant, like, all lives matter, using our chant against us,
Right.
And he was just basically honestly, I couldn't even understand a lot of what he was saying because I was so concerned with him being this close to our face. I mean, literally at one time, Marlo's like, the dude is like up, and he's like, bro, back up. And he was just,
And we have video. I have released a little clip earlier today with the permission of Black Lives Matter Pasco. We do have a video that's been silent. There's an open investigation with the against the agitator, right?
Correct.
The white male agitator that, for whatever reason couldn't stand to hear y'all say Black Lives Matter. So we got the rest of that video and we're going to show it. I just wanted to, just give everybody a update of what we're here to talk about. So for anybody that's just tuning in, my name is Candace Smith. This is Pasco Connect, and I'm here with Black Lives Matter Pasco organizer, Nina Boneta and Maya King Wilson and Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries. So, Maya, when did you come in on everything?
So my perception was kind of like as a bystander or someone who from the outside looking in, obviously associated with Nina and like being in a protector mode. She kind of calls me mom out there sometimes. And like, I went into instant mom mode. I have 4 kids and I was like, oh my God, I see Nina being attacked. Like that was my instant thought when I was around the corner, parked kind of by the ice cream shop. I was waiting for them to get up to the corner. And so when I saw it took them longer than 3 minutes to get to me, I was like, no, I'm going to head back around the back and see if they maybe went down the alleyway. And so as soon as I had turned the bend, I walked into a full on like Nina being dragged down to the ground situation, Marlo being like very protective of her, trying to defend her, and also another person that was with us, another protester defending her. And honestly, that's what I told the police. Even from a bystander walking in, not knowing anything that happened prior to the situation, my perception was a woman being attacked.
Right.
And I don't even care what the circumstances are. A woman is being attacked in the street, and there's no reason why everyone on the street is not jumping to her aid to help her and assist her. It doesn't matter if she has 5, 6 people on her side. Everyone should be alarmed that this is happening in their community, whether it be Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. A woman is being attacked by a man in our community, and people are bystanding watching this thinking that it's funny. People were laughing. People were jeering us from the rooftops and from the bars, and it was very disturbing. It was disheartening for me to walk into that situation and being a patron of this neighborhood and seeing people who I probably send my kids to school with, like maybe my neighbors, doing that kind of activity. And at her expense, it was literally her sobbing, crying, and visibly jarred and being physically attacked, and everyone on the outside kind of spectating and just like, it was shocking. It was really shocking.
Yeah. And I will say one thing about that, what it feels like is Black women are never treated with the same humanity and softness as other women of different races. And it's unfortunate because if it was a different, I'm just going to say, if it was a white woman, people would have reacted very differently. Yeah. And that really hurts my feelings. You know what I'm saying? That just because I'm a Black woman, I don't get to be treated like other women, with sensitivity. Like everyone else would have been at that woman's side if it was.
There would have been gasps.
So I'm wondering if it would have even would it have happened to a white woman, because how many Black women are actually out there? For you all that are watching that's not in Pasco County, it's a very very limited amount of Black people that live here. So, how many Black women were even there?
It was four, and this was the first time.
And how many white women were there?
Yeah. But usually it's just me and her, and Marlo's there protecting us. It's just me and her.
And how many white women were there?
About probably 5, 6,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I just wonder if that would have even happened. And to me, in my opinion, a woman getting attacked like that and like being on the ground, the way everything really went down, it's like that would have made news. That would have made headlines. And so for this to have happened and it's not even a peep. And like you said, the responses from the community was to jeer, was to kind of just stand back and observe and not to...
They Trump 2020 in the background and mock us at our pain,
Some people were screaming white power. Like, it was not just like Trump 2020. It was other things being said that evening. And it's honestly kind of just shocking that no one's like appalled by that behavior in itself.
I mean, the police didn't even ask me if I was okay.
They did not.
The police didn't even try to get my side of the story. They didn't even acknowledge what had just happened to her.
So Marlo, when did you come in on everything?
Well, we all had just decided. We were all at the library. We all had just decided this was going to be our last laugh. Everybody was getting tired, getting ready to go home, and we decided to march. We're marching, down towards Main Street, and I think we decided to make a left, kind of by Carl Reef's dive bar right there, and all of our team members had crossed the street, and I was the last one to cross the street because this elderly white gentleman was trying to have a conversation with me. I didn't know his name, but we didn't know if he was a friend or a
foe at the time, because usually a lot of older white men come up to us and they yell at us, "White Lives Matter," and all this type of stuff. So this man, comes out to be, I think he's on our side, but I see all the Black Lives Matter crew making their way down the street. So my whole team is like down the street, and we're walking past Carl Reef Bar. I heard some white people yelling things at me like "All Lives Matter" and "White Lives Matter," like stuff like that. And then I heard the commotion of like yelling. So I literally like kind of took off and started running towards where I seen my team and all of us. It was like a big kind of monster. I didn't know what was going on until I got there. And you kind of see me coming into the cliff, where I just immediately you see where Superman came in. I'm kidding. But no, I just came in and I seen the guy. He was really like in all of the girls' faces. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't notice right away that it was the same guy who was harassing us earlier with the White Lives Matter, like literally impeding traffic, like dude on his motorcycle, cars beeping. I didn't know at the time it was him until I got a little closer, but I seen how close he was to Nina and to Caitlin and everybody else. Like he was literally in their faces. Yeah. Coronavirus, everything, all that stuff. It was crazy. Like I really couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, no mask, no nothing. And he's what was even more mind-boggling, all these people that are watching him. Not one person came out and grabbed the dude and said, "Hey man, you're drunk, stop." He's harassing a bunch of women of color at that. And then he just seems to be getting more and more aggressive. He's pushing. He's at this point where like I know like this guy's going to try to take it there. Right. And it got to the point where he ended up like swinging on Nina, and he was just going crazy. And then that's where we had to make that situation stop, because you're not gonna beat up a black woman in front of me. You're not gonna beat up any woman in front of me. Yeah. That's not going down like that, especially when we have done nothing but have been peaceful. Every week, it's the same peaceful protest, and it's always these Trump agitators who come out and they just get upset because we're simply saying Black Lives Matter. We're not saying your life don't matter. We're not saying white lives don't matter. We're simply saying Black Lives Matter. And as we can see that we have to keep doing it, because in Pasco County, the systematic racism is alive and well. I mean, like Maya and Nina said, people were shouting at the bar, like yelling at us. Like after Nina just got attacked by this guy, and you just got attacked by this guy. It's just not right. It's not right for anybody to have to go through that. Like, we're being peaceful. We didn't go looking for trouble. We're not agitators. We're just marching peacefully. And just to see this man like go off his rocker, he was drunk. A lot of people came up to me and told me the guy was drunk. He's been at the bar. People might even know him, but it was certainly uncalled for. I mean, and I end up getting hurt in the altercation. Like, I got a cut on my elbow, and he tried to take me down, but that wasn't happening. I'm trained in martial arts, so that's not going to happen. But I'm going to be there to protect, these ladies, because I like, sometimes I am the only man out there of color, and we got to stand by our sisters and by our people and not let this type of stuff happen, because if he would have had his way, he would have probably hurt Nina or somebody. He was outraged, drunken rage.
Right. So
yeah, he was swinging like he was fighting a man. It was absolutely, I couldn't believe it. That's when I had to try to get this. I mean, he was holding on to her, like trying to pull her down. It was crazy. I was like, and all these people are just watching, and then you even had an undercover cop there, who was there watching. And like, as I told the officers, why do I have to come out and seek you? I'm a victim. I've been hurt here. I'm bleeding. My arm was bleeding. I got to come out and find you to give you a statement. You should be looking for me. Right. You should be looking for Nina. You should be looking for anybody else that was harassed by this man or hurt. But it was like, I don't know, just strange. I had to go and find them. It's like, but they have been following us all night. And I said to one of the people that were there, I said, where were you? So you guys have been following us all night. You follow us every Friday that they're here. You failed us, because you every time we move, y'all move. And now all of a sudden, this was allowed to take place and happen. Like this dude it was crazy. Mm-hmm. I've never been a part of anything that's gotten violent like that in Pasco County, and it's always the Trump protesters or come by and scream "White Lives Matter." These people. There were several people that day that the cops pulled over for just driving by and speeding and yelling racial slurs out of their window and just
smoking us with their exhaust, smoking us out with smoke.
Trying to smoke us out with their exhaust. The cops pulled over 2 people yesterday that were just acting completely out of hand and out of pocket and
stopping in the middle of the road, all sorts of stuff.
Some of these people are like physically foaming at the mouth, like, you know what I mean? Like they're out their windows, you know,
pissed,
like so visibly upset that it's like it's baffling.
Yeah.
And they say Trump supporters aren't racist, but the only ones that are doing most of this stuff to us are the ones with the Trump flags and screaming Trump 2020.
Right.
Consistently.
Oh, did we lose Marlo?
He'll be back.
Okay. Well, oh, okay. I did have another question, and I'm sorry I got lost in my thought, but I guess I was wondering, you know, why do you feel like people get so angry when you all say Black Lives Matter?
It's not even, you can't even answer it one way, because this is something that is so deep rooted in America and just in history. As far as we can go back, we've been hated just for being Black. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. People hate us for being Black. It was that way then, and it's this way today. I cannot even come up with a reason of why it makes someone so mad, except for the fact that they really don't believe Black Lives Matter. Because if they did, they would be mad and they would be marching with us. Simply. Like, really, at the end of the day, it's just, I don't know what it is, what's in the gene, what's in the mind, why generations of white people just cannot stand you for being Black, but that is just a fact. Like,
so, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to add to that, saying my perspective on it, I guess, is kind of, I think it's a lot, I want to say and hope that it's a lot of miseducation and a lot of misunderstandings that people just don't care to really work out for themselves. I think that hopefully with education, our community will come into the right avenue of change. But because I think this area has been able to kind of slip underneath of the headlines, you know, not really be noticed and get away with the things that they do, and not like, even back to Jerry Brown, we were talking about him for weeks now. It's been how many years since that footage was taken, and it has just now been released. Right. So there's been so many things that our police departments out here in Pasco, and it's not just one. Newport Richey has been, I guess, as good as police can be to us as far as things are concerned. However, last night they failed us. Yeah. They absolutely failed us. And so I think that it angers people because they don't understand, but they also are choosing not to understand. So we can't combat willful ignorance. Like, if you want to learn something, and you want to know why we're out here, and you want to know what Black Lives Matters really means.
We're making noise, and it's agitated people. They like the comfort of everything being normal, knowing being held accountable. Now that there's people saying Black Lives Matter, people are agitated, the racists are coming out, and they're being exposed. All they're doing is exposing how racist Newport Richey, Pasco County really is.
Honestly, this should have happened with Trayvon Martin. This whole Florida should have burned, as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's been years and years and years in the making, and I think it's taken strong enough voices and strong enough leadership to really accomplish any small movements out here. Polk County's doing their thing. Hernando County's doing their thing. We're all trying to kind of join together and do a thing together. And it's taken this long for us to be able to get here. So I think the messaging has been kind of unclear to a lot of people throughout the years of where we stand. And right now, I think me and Nina are trying to make the message very clear that we won't stand for this anymore. We won't stand for this anymore. We won't tolerate this anymore.
No more racist Pasco, y'all. Mm-hmm. We ain't stopping. No more racist Pasco.
That kind of leads into my next question is, why are you all out here risking your lives every weekend? Because at this point, I remember when it was just the jeers and it was just the honks and just people yelling out. Well, now it's escalated to physical abuse. So why are you all out here, saying Black Lives Matter if it's going to risk your life?
For me, it's a moral obligation. When things are morally wrong, as a person, we are obligated to fix these things. For me, I'm not a person that can just watch the world go to crap and not do anything about it. Everything our ancestors did before us, we owe them to finish it and get to the finish line. My daughter has to live in this world. If she marries a black man or has a black child, I want to make sure that she has all the same opportunities as all the other kids, any other kid, any white kid. For me, this isn't for everybody. Protesting and doing what we do isn't for everybody. God, for me, we are here, us three, Marlo, we're here to do this. If no one else is going to do it, we have to. I wish somebody else would have stood up. I wish we could be following someone, but someone, and this goes for everyone across America, y'all have to make changes in your community. We can't wait for one man to rise and fix everything. We got to stand up within our communities and make changes. Somebody's got to do it. So for me, I risk my life because it's the moral thing to do. That's just why I do it. It's just, that's what you do. You know, you protect. We're supposed to live in a place where we protect our brothers and sisters, no matter if they're black or white, or no matter what they are. Mm-hmm. So for me, I do it because I generally love people. Let me say this on camera. I love white people. I love black people. My daughter is half white. Me doing this, it hurts my feelings to be told I'm being racist when my whole life I've been fighting against racism. This ain't about being anti-white. I love white people like I love black people. The problem is they don't love us.
Right.
So here we are trying to make the world understand Black Lives Matter because we don't feel like we matter. We don't feel like they love us. Right. If I have to die for the world to understand I matter, she matters, you matter, Marlo matters, my daughter matters, then that's what I'll do. And I will keep doing it, and I'm not going to stop doing it no matter what people throw at me in Pasco County. I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
I'll say I didn't aim to put my life on the line. I didn't start out trying to put my life on the line.
No, that wasn't the intention.
I honestly never had any intentions of that being the case. But I'll say that being on the streets and seeing the things that I've seen and being witness to the things that I've seen, it seems like there's not an option. Like, it seems like it's either I'm willing to literally stand on my belief system that strongly, or I'm not. And at some point, this clearly might become life or death. So kind of for me wasn't an intent, but it's become not an option.
Right. Well, ladies, we have 10 more minutes in this particular segment. So I'm going to ask you one question, but I also want to let everyone that's listening know that we're going to take calls. So we're going to get ready to put the Zoom link inside of the comment section. And at that time at 8 o'clock, around 7:55, 8 o'clock, you can all call in. And I'm asking that you put your phones on mute. And the ladies of Black Lives Matter Pasco will come back on and we'll show the video. And then you all can kind of walk us through everything that went down. And then anybody that wants to comment on it, if you were there and you want to share your experiences, ask the ladies any questions at that time, you can do that. Just know I got a very quick finger and you will get shut down quick. So don't
I like it.
But anyways, real quick, Marlo, did you have anything you wanted to add really quick? Oh, we can't hear you. You on mute.
Mute.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Good. I just wanted to thank Nina and I wanted to thank Maya and for all that they're doing and stepping up and really just being strong Black women and doing this in the face of so much adversity. You know, like, it's not easy stepping up to the plate and trying to create a foundation for something that's never been. You know, there's never been a Black Lives Matter Pasco. You know, that's why I created Pasco Young Revolutionaries, because there wasn't really many organizations for us, you know, that we need as Black folks in our communities to uplift our children and uplift our people, because, you know, we are going through so much. And so I want to thank y'all for being on the front lines, because that's what you're doing. You're on the front lines, and, you know, I'm right there with you. And it's hard. It's not easy, you know. What gets me the most is when some of these racists, and a lot of time it's Trump supporters and white males or white women, they drive by and they say things like, go get a job and you're killing your bait. They say all these mean things about us and our group, but like none of it could be further everybody works. Everybody takes care of their kids, and we all work really hard. And we do this like 7 days a week. We're full-time parents, and we work. And it's like this crazy how people can drive by and they just judge you just because we're saying Black Lives Matter. They just think we're thugs and we're burning stuff down.
We ain't got no jobs. We don't take care of our kids.
Yeah, none of that stuff has ever happened in Pasco County. So I just want to thank y'all for doing what y'all doing. And
thank you, Marlo. You out there with us? Thank you.
Yes, and you know what? I forgot to queue up the response that I seen you all post, I guess from the owner of the establishment that it happened outside of, the comments that he made. That I know y'all posted on y'all page. I had took screenshots.
We did. I do want to make a disclaimer. We have been in communication with the social as far as how everything was handled, and they have assured us that people have been banned and that they are taking action on how to kind of be better in the community. Okay. So I would ask that everybody take those comments at face value and understand that everybody was kind of in the heat of the moment and that we are working behind the scenes with them.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Thank you for clearing that up because I did see that. I was like, oh, really?
Yes.
So thank you for clearing that up.
I'd just like to say thank you all. I have to log out and because my phone is I don't have the best service, but I want to thank everybody that tuned in today to hear what's going on in Pasco County, and thank you, Candace, for doing a great job. Pasco Connect, you're really getting the message out there to people. People are following it. People are following Black Lives Matter. People are following Pasco Young Revolutionaries, and it seems like every time that we are out there, we are finding more allies than foes. People pull over on the side of the road and they're like, we want to be with y'all. People want to donate food. People want to donate.
Well, we got the gist of it.
Yeah, I think it went
Bye,
on
Marlo.
okay.
We love you.
Yes. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break and get ready for the next segment. So, he look like he's still trying to come in, but this probably going to shut down. So we'll go ahead and take the commercial break, and we'll be back right after this, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marlo Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter.
Tampa Airport Transportation is committed to providing excellent service to the city of Tampa, surrounding cities and counties, and the state of Florida. To ensure the continued safety and health of our clients, we have developed the following COVID-19 preparedness plan in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal is to help to mitigate the potential for transmission of COVID-19 while still providing the excellent quality transportation services the city of Tampa has seen for the past 10 years. Our COVID-19 preparedness plan follows CDC, federal OSHA, and FEMA recommendations and addresses hygiene and respiratory etiquette, driver controls of social distancing, cleaning, disinfecting, and prompt identification and isolation of sick persons within our employ, communications and training of our drivers. Tampa Airport Transportation believes in the continued safety of our clients and want to ensure you that we will do everything in our power and what's recommended by our government to give you quality and excellent transportation service. Our fleet of transportation vehicles includes town cars, SUVs, small and large vans, small and large buses. We can accommodate social distancing.
Hello everybody, my name is Marlo Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting. The dream shall never die.
Tampa Airport Transportation is committed to providing excellent service to the city of Tampa, surrounding cities and counties, and the state of Florida. To ensure the continued safety and health of our clients, we have developed the following COVID-19 preparedness plan in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal is to help to mitigate the potential for transmission of COVID-19 while still providing the excellent quality transportation services the city of Tampa has seen for the past 10 years. Our COVID-19 preparedness plan follows What's up, everybody? My name is Candace Smith, and this is Pasco Connect. I am so happy to be back with you guys. We have Black Lives Matter organizers Nina Boneta and Maya King Wilson here today. Thank you, ladies, for joining, and thank you for coming back. I do want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You guys definitely go find them on Facebook. We're going to be talking a lot about the elections that's coming up and giving a lot of good information. It's important that we all get registered to vote and that we use the power that we have to make change in the community. And that's very possible if you know how to play the game. So that's what we're going to be teaching, because what I learned at the city council meeting is that other people know how to play the game. We don't know how to play it. So we're going to start educating different people. Okay, some people coming in. I'm going to let everybody in as you all come in to share your thoughts. But we're going to be giving out some good information. So you guys definitely stay tuned. I also want to give a shout out to Style Your Curves. Go to www.styleyourcurves.com for some of the best plus size women's wear. I love it, you guys. I love my little off the shoulder dress. It's a little crop top, and then it's a black dress. It's really, really comfortable. I'll post some pictures later, but I love everything that they have. They have a lot of comfortable clothing. They have a lot of fashionable clothing, all at a very affordable price. You can enjoy free shipping in the U.S. only. And for 10%, you can use my code PHAT, P-H-A-T, boo, P-H-A-T, 2020 will get you 10% off. So go to www.styleyourcurves.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to Tampa Airport Transportation. They have luxury car services in Tampa. It's a black-owned business. You guys definitely support them. Mark has been in the business for over 10 years now, servicing the Tampa area. He does a lot of corporate events. You're going to ride in style. That's all I'm going to say. So definitely check them out. So, ladies, we're going to go ahead and show this video. I want to give a disclaimer one more time that it is a little violent. Like, when I seen it, I screamed out. I was in here screaming. My kids like, Mama, what's wrong? It was horrible. It was hard to watch that. It was just hard to watch the entire thing. So, will you guys walk us through as it's playing? It's no sound. So do you all mind walking us through it? So it's showing on the screen right now. I don't know if you're able to see it. I'm pretty sure you can. But you all know what was going on. So right now you just see you all walking. Well, everyone has stopped. And I guess it looks like, yes, there is a fight that's happening. But just walk us through it as it's playing. It's going to continue to play over and over.
Well, as you can see, we're walking past this place, and the guy pretty much comes out the side of the bar, and he's just going in at us, There's a few times we just try to walk past and, keep it pushing. But as you can see, one of our members have him, behind him, back up from the ladies, because he was just, all in our way. Me, as one of the organizers, I was unable to get everyone to keep marching because the guy was basically attacking us all. So at one point I went up to him you need to back up. You need to back up, to where I kind of just told him back up. And he was upset that he made it to where I had to put my hand on him to back up, because he's like this and he's pushing everyone and he's going off. That at that time when I did that, you see me kind of fly back, because that's when he swung on me. And it took me to the ground. And then you see everyone else come in to protect me, because they seen him swing at me, and then you see I just fall back. I just fall back.
Took him down to a restraining position at that point.
Yep. Nobody was we weren't oh, you know what I'm saying? They were just bro, what are you doing? You know,
right. Well,
because you can see he just kept going and going, just
right.
And he wouldn't stop.
Well, we don't have the full video because you all are still under investigation. Not you all, but he is.
And one of our protesters was, cited, so we don't really want to go into too many details about what happened.
Right. So the clip that we have stops before you all hit the ground.
Okay.
So if you're able to talk about what happens after that or leading up to that, you could just share that. But from the looks of it, looks like you all were walking. I even see a white man kind of like stretching his arms out.
Yeah.
He's holding a Black Lives Matter sign, trying to prevent him from yelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that
it's like
that was one of our
protesters. He was like blocking the guy away from us women because the guy was just he didn't want to stop. It was like he was out for blood.
At that point, I can kind of give you my perspective because, as we kind of touched upon earlier, I wasn't actually on the initial scene when the initial agitation took place. I kind of came in as soon as the altercation started to take place. Mm-hmm. And what I saw was a gentleman in a light blue shirt pushing some of our lady protesters around. I saw another woman that was kind of just standing by, videotaping with her phone. I saw the police kind of rush onto the scene and tackle both gentlemen and get them down onto the ground. I like I said, I missed the agitation part of the incident, but I was sure when I arrived on scene that Nina was being assaulted because the visual that I walked into was the man who was arrested pulling Nina down by the legs, Marlo basically trying to restrain the gentleman and get him off of Nina. Mm-hmm. And Mayu kind of late reaction, their back was actually to the ordeal. I believe you can kind of see the person with the flag, their back was to the ordeal. So when they turned around and saw what was happening, they just instantly reacted as well. And they're actually the person that was put in the back of the vehicle. So we don't want any of our protesters to be seen as agitators. Mm-hmm. Right. We have to make it clear to everyone that there was an agitator that attacked us.
And our white allies, to put it out there, they 100% believe in protecting the people of color in the group.
With their
so the second they see I'm being attacked or I'm being hurt, they feel it's their duty to put themselves in front of that. Right. And like almost makes you want to cry because that's what everybody did. Like everybody had my back, bro. Like, which is crazy because we ain't doing nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. And so for that man to attack me and do that to me and nobody else to even care, but what I will say is everybody there with me, like they made sure I was protected because nobody else was. Yeah. Nobody else was going to make sure I was good. If it was up to anybody else, that man would have whooped my butt, bro, and they would have stood around and videotaped. Right. So when y'all see, the people we with, that they're going to put their bodies in to make sure we good. They're going to protect us. Like, that's why you see everybody in the group do what they did because they're like, we're here to protect y'all. We're here to protect the people of color in this group. That's why we're here. Right. And it's just really sad that it took that it really got to that before somebody intervened. Because again, if it was a white woman, it would have never even got that far. Right. And they can see us as strong as we are, but that hurts. Deep down, like that hurts that I can't be seen as just a woman, not a black woman, but just a woman, and be treated with sensitivity. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like any other woman would. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I just that
don't
really,
you apologize.
Really,
don't you
like
apologize.
That really hurts me inside. No matter how strong and proud I think I am, at the end of the day, some of the stuff I see out there like breaks my heart. Like it hurts me to know you hate me because the color of my skin. Yeah. Like every day that eats at me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what? You don't have nothing to apologize. We owe you an apology for that even happening. You should have never had to ever experience anything like that. And I'm sorry that you had to experience that because that's trauma.
I just don't cry. Like we strong. We raised not to cry. Yeah. So I'm not even saying sorry. I'm saying sorry for crying because that's how we built. Like we built not to cry. Be so strong, but it hurts, bro. Like it really does. Like I can only be so tough all the time. Like,
and then also people, that's what we were talking about earlier, kind of just like how people give this angry black woman, speech so often that it's a shame that we're not even really allowed to give our emotions without being perceived as angry. Right. In one of the clips that I think we have, you can kind of hear me in the background. I was having a discussion with the officer that, in my opinion, was harassing Nina. She was attacked, and then he was telling her to get out of the street. Meanwhile, she was kind of trying to just onlook on what was happening with our other protester and make sure that they were being treated with dignity and respect. Right. And as she moved out of the street, Nina, the officer continued to kind of berate her and give her a hard time.
Didn't even care what happened.
Like, just really being antagonistic towards her.
Didn't even care.
And it bothered me. And I let him know it bothered me. His behavior bothered me. I said, you might not have to choose a side, but you can be neutral. Right. You can be neutral and at least do your job.
And it feels like they choose the other side a lot.
As far as she's concerned, and as far as I'm concerned, when that happened out there, they should have been concerned about what happened to her as a forepoint after. There was no real follow-up to make sure she was okay, to make sure she needed the ambulance, to make sure she needed any kind of medical treatment.
I'm a Black woman and I don't need that because I'm strong. Because when they say protect women and children, I feel like it's not Black women and it's not Black children.
Right. Yeah.
That attitude that was amongst the officers out there was not just one officer. It was multiple officers that gave us that attitude of kind of, it's our fault, it's your fault. Right. And that's disgusting. You know what I mean? That they have such a careless attitude about what's happening to us based off of what we stand up for. And it's like, okay, if we personally attacked the police officer, if we've done something wrong to you for you to feel this way about us as a police officer, fine, do that. But we've done nothing to these officers but be respectful every time we're out there. We've talked with them. We've tried to obey the things they set forward. We try to work with them. Marlo's constantly engaging with them to try and make sure.
One of the chief of police shook our hand in Pasco last week because he told us how good of a job we're doing, how peaceful we are, and how we have a right. We've been nothing but peaceful. The only terrorists are these white men that can't stand us saying Black Lives Matter, or white women, or these Trump supporters. The only one attacking people are these Trump supporters and these white people that cannot stand us saying Black Lives Matter. We have not burned nothing, loot nothing. We have not hurt nobody. We have not stopped in the middle of our cars and intimidated nobody. We have done nothing but literally scream Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And that's enough to attack us.
And I want to point out, even last night, where a woman was assaulted with our cause, we were basically told, I asked the officer that had been telling us that evening, and if they drive Ford vehicles, I've counted 6 vehicles last night that were following us. And I asked the officer that pulled up behind the incident, where were you guys when this happened? You guys have been following us all evening, right? Mm-hmm. He said to me, well, you guys were in the middle of the street. As if that was some kind of...
And it was an alleyway. It wasn't even the middle of a street. It was an alleyway with no sidewalks.
Yeah. So we do have a caller in here. I don't know if you ladies have anything else to say. And I did want to read off a little bit of the comments that people are saying online. I always forget and I apologize. But Morgana Losser, I hope I'm saying that right. She was saying that was a hate crime and I'm sorry. And so Caitlin is here. She was online, but she was saying, hey, y'all. And she said she's so proud of y'all. Ash Stewart sent 5 hearts. Caitlin Erickson said Marlo is a true king. And she put the praying emoji hands. So it's a lot of comments. I'm just going to read a few of them. But I want to thank each and every one that's commenting and giving support. Because there is people that support Black Lives Matter. There are people that support what's going on. I know we always highlight the bad stuff because that does need attention. That does need to be seen. But there is a lot of people that support the change that's happening. It's people that's going to resist it because it make them uncomfortable and they know they got to give up a lot of the benefits that they've gotten from being this way. And that bothers them. It bothers them that this country is no longer set for one particular race of people to succeed.
They don't want to get rid of white supremacy.
Right. So, that's bothersome for some people. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are welcoming the changes that's coming because they know at the end of the day we're all gonna be better for those changes. So I want to invite Caitlin if she's ready. She's called in to the show to share her thoughts. In the chat, you guys, there is a Zoom link if you want to share your thoughts. You do have to be on camera. And, you just say whatever you want to say within respect. This finger.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's going to get you if you act up. So I'm going to put Caitlin on, you guys, and then we're going to come right back to the ladies of Black Lives Matter Pasco. I still got that video up running for you all to check it out. I played a little clip earlier, and then today we're playing the full clip, but not everything. It's a lot more footage.
Oh, yeah.
I was in here screaming. Seriously.
Can you hear my mic? I just want to make sure everybody can hear. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Hey, Caitlin.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Okay, so I do want to say I was there for the event. You can see I'm the one with the orange hair in the video. I'm watching it on my phone right now. I'm trying to, so I can give my little commentary. Well, when it initially happened, I do want to mention also, last Saturday, somebody brandished a weapon. So this has absolutely been escalating.
What do you mean? Wait. We got to go back. What do you mean brandished a weapon? Like what?
Well, okay, so it was that incident where, and Maya and Nina were also there, and so was Marlo. It was at the Wesley Chapel funeral procession.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
Yep. There was a man, so for people who aren't aware, basically a man tried to force his way through our crowd and you could tell he was looking for a reason to pull his weapon out. So he pulled his weapon out and he cocked it, and his wife sitting next to him made him went like this to him to get him to put it down. And basically that was a whole other issue, and basically we ended up letting him pass because none of us are wanting to get anybody shot there.
We're asked to let him pass.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. We were asked to let him pass.
Right. Yes, by the organizer.
Yeah.
And I will say, if it was up to Maya and Nina, that man would have backed out and pulled away. Yeah. If it was up to them.
Yeah. Okay.
So in this video, when it initially starts, you don't really see it yet, but it's me and there's another black woman who we're kind of at the front, kind of going past, and I have a sign, and it's kind of made out of plywood, so it's more rain resistant, and we're kind of walking through, and he pushes himself right up into me and the woman, and when I say chest to chest, I had no choice but to do this, but I didn't do this because I knew as soon as you it's assault. So I made sure my hands were just here to try and instill some distance. And then that's, you can hear Nina, and she's kind of let's go, because we're trying to de-escalate. That's what we do. We do not antagonize. So we were trying as best we could to kind of move past without him harassing other people as we're walking by. And he really would not let us. He would not let us. You see the person, as you were saying, that is standing with their arms out, trying to make sure that the man doesn't get to anybody. He doesn't get to Nina specifically, because she's the one he's really
targeting
in on for whatever reason. I'm sure we all know, but that's when, and then basically he just kind of lunged, and it really escalated. You can see in the video as well. I'm kind of trying to use the sign because he's got no mask on, so I'm trying to use the sign to hold up, kind of covering his face, just so his breathing isn't coming directly on us. And then eventually, he kept trying to push into us, so I was kind of using my sign to push him back a little bit, and that's pretty much when he kind of honed in on Nina and then lunged at her, and she had to defend herself, and then that's when you see then Marlo had to kind of defend her, and then Miu ended up defending everybody. And the only reason I do want to say, I'm not going to comment too much on it, but I do want to say that with the protester who was briefly detained, they were a legal gun carrier. So by the time that the cops had arrived, their gun was in plain sight, and so they had to investigate and do their, make sure everything was legitimate, and everything was legitimate. So they ended up letting them go, and that's pretty much where it ended. And yeah.
Were you shocked by anything that happened?
I wish I could say that I was shocked, but I'm really not, because the pure venom. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, I muted. But I wish I could say I was shocked, because the pure hate and venom that you see in certain people's eyes when they are rolling up on us, you can just tell that's what they want to do.
Right.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
But I will say, for every person that looks at us that way, we get 5, 10 more at least who look at us thankful and happy that we're trying to instill change here. I think, Pasco County, it's long overdue. I'm not from here. I'm from Illinois. It has its own share of problems, but I can say it's not quite as blatant as here. But it definitely, with Pasco County, it's long overdue. I think there's plenty of people here who are tired of being known as Pasco County. Oh, they're all racist. They're all whatever. I think there's a lot of people here who are tired of that and want to see actual change. And I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And Nina and Maya and Marlo, they're all doing such great work. And I do want to thank you, Candace, for putting in the work, because I know this is the first Black Lives Matter Pasco, but it's not the first action that people have been trying to take. So I want to thank you for your work, and Marlo as well with Pasco Young Revolutionaries, because that's amazing for this
and we
community.
thank you, Caitlin. We thank you.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
And we can't do it without y'all.
We wouldn't have been able to do this without Caitlin. Caitlin, it's important to
Caitlin's
mention, I think, that Caitlin is like she's the one who had the balls to kind of like step forward into the forefront in the light and really kind of help us organize. She just wanted some Black people to lead it. She said, I gotta go, but y'all gotta help us get to the point where we actually could be what we are. Yeah, like she provided that platform for us, and it's important to give you that credit. Thank you. Yeah, we do.
And y'all are natural. Y'all are natural leaders, 100%. But I think it's just when not everybody, and I think that's another big problem, is there hasn't really been a lot of action and protesting in Pasco, so a lot of people don't know where it is you exactly start. So once you're like, okay, this is how you start, this is what you do, it all just takes care of itself from there.
Yeah. Agreed for sure.
Well, it's
you were instrumental in it.
It's beautiful to see all of you all come together. It's beautiful to see, so many white people come out and just be diehard supporters. Like, I can't.
There's more of them than us.
Right. How encouraging that is. Like, seriously, because honestly, they couldn't stand out there and do that by themselves at all. They would have ran away. It's only because white people standing out there too that they still allowed to even do that.
That we're not already dead.
I wanted to just say that, just to bring on, add to it, and I have heard this a lot from certain people in Pasco County, like, why do you care as a white person? Why it's not, and I don't understand that. But the thing that I try to tell people who say that is, racism is a white issue. It's not a black issue. We created racism. White people created it. We made it possible for it to happen. Whether our ancestors directly owned slaves or whether they were silent while humans were being bought and sold, they contributed to it, either with silence, with action, whatever. And it's our job to break that generational curse. It's our job. So when people ask me why, as a white person, do I care, it's because it is literally my moral my obligation, my moral duty to do this. It's everybody. It's everyone. And in Pasco County, you know what? It's 6%. Only 6% of Pasco County is Black. So when you go out there and you see all of these white people standing there, it's what we have to do. It's what we have to do for that 6%. Because I couldn't even imagine living somewhere and only seeing 6% of me in that space. I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yes. Wow. So we haven't gotten any more callers, but I did want to read a few more comments, if that's okay to you ladies, because some people are really encouraging, So let me go back and see, because I've seen some ones that was really good. Ash Stewart said, "You are incredibly strong, and we love you, and always got your back no matter what." I think Nina, she was saying that when you were talking. She also said the officers on site last night were smirking and sneering the entire time and were completely rude to everyone there also. Not one officer asked how Nina was. Not one. It was disgusting. They were also trying to block me from filming after they arrived. But she said she still filmed.
Okay, yes, girl, we saw you. I wanted to add on to that comment as well, because like I was telling you, there were several times where I tried to engage the officers and kind of like ask them why they were handling the situation with Nina the way they were handling. I understood why they were handling the person with the CCW the way they were, because they got on the scene, all they saw was a gun on that person's hip, and they were reacting. That's what police officers do. But that's also part of the problem, is that police officers tend to be very reactionary on what offends their own beliefs and what affects their own belief system versus what is for the good of the community. Your job is to act on what is for the good of the community, not to act on what your own personal beliefs or biases are. And that last night felt like it was very prevalent, that their biases aligned with the person who attacked us, and that's why they couldn't have gave a crap more. That's the attitude that was presented by many officers on scene.
I feel like he was only arrested because
there was a scene. Yeah. There was a scene being made. We had video footage, and we told them we have 4, 5, 6, 7 witnesses.
Yeah. They only did it because they had to. They had no choice, and also they know if they didn't, that
it would look bad on them.
It would look very bad. It would look so bad, and they know that would only bring more problems and potentially a lawsuit.
I am glad to say that they handled the situation. In the manner that they did with releasing our protesting mate, but they didn't do anything wrong. So, like, if they would have arrested that person, then we would have been down at the jail protesting. Right. Because like they were defending our right to be Black in Newport Richey. Right. So, there really was no other choices to be made that night. I'm just glad to see that the right choices were made, because we know all too often that it doesn't matter how many video footages there are, how many pictures there is. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping in your bed, Breonna Taylor. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Just being Black is enough for your murder, your abuse, your attack, your violation to be okay and acceptable. It's your own fault.
Right. So, see, that leads me to the question of what do we hope to gain out of all of this? Then that's the question I pose to you all. What changes do you hope to see from protesting?
Well, what I want to see in the community, number one, is transparency. There's no reason it should take 4 years for a video to come out of a Black man being shot. As soon as a police officer shoots and kills anybody, I don't care, Black or white, they should be suspended until they are cleared from that situation. And they need to be charged with murder, just like anyone else would. At the same time, there's no reason that every police officer in Pasco County does not have a body cam on, and it is not consistently right there on them. There is no reason.
There was maybe 2 officers on scene last night.
We need to have more protection from the police against hate groups, the 3%ers, KKK affiliates, Proud Boys. They need to be targeting these groups like they would a Crip, a Blood, whatever the case may be. They need to be documented in the system, because there's too many times cops have been around and seen people salute with their little KKK. They've seen the little Proud Boy sign. All of these things. These are hateful. These are people that if they could get our hands on us, they would kill us. These are people that still wish we could be lynched in the streets. We need to feel that our police officers are going to protect people of color from these people that want to hate us and hurt us. That's what I want to see. I want to see the police officers on our side against these hateful groups. They are here to serve and protect. And that does not mean only white people. So I want to see in this community that the police officers care just as much as people of color as they do everybody else. They need to start targeting and arresting these little KKK, Proud Boys, white supremacists. If we could, we would come kill you. Because eventually, let's be real, that is a risk that me and Maya and Marlo and we take every day. Because let's not forget, We've already had leaders from the Black Lives Matter movement be taken, be killed, be lynched, be hung. I mean, the list goes on. And we're living in the South where there's primary white people. In every corner you go, there's a Confederate flag or a Trump flag. Come on.
On the vehicle.
It's only if they don't start protecting, like, what are they doing if they're not protecting us? We are the victims. How many white people have been hung or killed for being white? We are the ones being killed. We are the ones being targeted for being black. So I want to see if these police officers, they protect us like they should.
Right. If they don't want to be defunded, then they should do their job. And that's what I feel about it. Is at the end of the day, if Nina had told me about you guys' city council meetings, I wasn't able to make it. She said that there was talk of
a $65 million, what was it, a parking garage?
Right, yeah.
And yet every police officer in downtown Newport Richie can't afford a cam.
Well, what happened as well, do you remember them saying how they were actually over budget for that fund? Not because, what it is because of that light. They had installed a light that takes a picture when you run a red light. And so they were discussing how to see if that was even beneficial to keep or whether they should allocate the funds somewhere else. And so somebody had made a comment about, well, the tickets have gone down. So they felt like it was justified for it to be over budget, but there should be a way for us to get a copy of that budget to see where all of the money is going towards. And our voices should be enough to say, hey, if we can show there is a need for that to be, then that can happen. That can definitely
Police shouldn't
happen.
handle everything. They shouldn't handle all the domestic violence. I mean, people with mental illness die when the police show up.
Right.
We need to have other people showing up to them. Police aren't police don't need to be called for every situation. Police come, people die.
And I think what Nina is really trying to say is, like, there's this huge confusion that we always try and clear up about what defund means. And people think that it means to abolish the police and to totally get rid of them and to not have anything like that. No, we want peace officers and people who are civil servants to do the jobs that police officers are doing right now. We want people who are going to school to be therapists and to be, people who are there to help families stay together versus CPS and DCF that takes families apart and is notorious for separating brown and black families. We want to see ICE abolished and totally gone. There's no need to do that. We are the land of the free. There's all these things and aspects that police are militarizing themselves in handling, and that is not what we signed up for as Americans. Any of us. We did not sign up to be militarized by our own police. They are our servants, and they should be out there acting accordingly.
So, somebody says in the comment section, hold on one second, let me go back to it, because she was dropping some little knowledge. She says that sheriff officers have to wear them. Newport Richie and Port Richie do not.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. Have to wear them. So we gotta. Why aren't they required to?
Right.
You know what's happening with that?
Because Pasco County's out here killing people on the regular, and Newport Richie kind of just flying underneath the radar.
And let me make one comment to all the people that say, not all cops are bad. Let me say this. All of them are bad until they raise up against the bad cops. If you know a child's being molested and you don't say nothing, but you say you're not guilty because you're not the one that did it, no, you're still as guilty. I don't want to hear the good cop until these cops show us they're good. If you're good, you need to stand up within these departments against these things.
Silence.
Like when people knew what happened with Jerry Brown, people should have stood up. They should have got fired. There shouldn't be no secret alliance within the police department. Your alliance is not to each other. It's to us as the people. So to me, all the cops is bad until you prove to me otherwise. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Until you prove to me otherwise, I can't trust y'all.
Morgana says there is a new police chief for Port Richie Police.
Yeah, I met
He's
him.
a man of color. From what I'm understanding, Chief Bogart of Newport Richie PD, I'm sure you could attempt to get a sit down with him. So that's what she's suggesting.
I've already talked to him directly. He has my phone number. We've already. He shook my hand and told me what a great.
Look, when you all are ready to sit down and share, what you feel from being community leaders, the things that you all see the community needs, that's something that you can give him and say, this needs to be done. Give him some time. And then
I let him have it the first day I met him. I laid it on him.
He's one of the only officers that actually stood like on the same side as us. We were across from Ridge in Walmart, and that was a separate incident where there's been some miscommunication in the community about how we were reacting and how we were handling it. It's difficult to be out there, especially like Nina and I would believe in God. People were calling us sinners, telling us we're going to hell. KJV was out there attacking us. It was Trump supporters also out there attacking us. Just people calling us terrorists, calling us racist ourselves. It was really crazy.
That was the comments that I saw on y'all page from somebody saying something about sinners. A sign. That's what it was. It wasn't from a restaurant owner. It was from some organized hate
KJV.
Group.
A hate Christian group.
They attack LGBTQ. They attack anyone who they believe is a sinner.
They literally just decided we're sinners because we're out there saying Black Lives Matter. And literally, let me say this. You can't do what we're doing unless you're a strong person. Like, unless you're a strong person, you can't. Because people literally, dude, like, I don't even know how to take some of the things people say. Like, literally, they say the most harsh, mean, rude, vulgar things. That this is not for everybody. Right. Like, it's really not.
I believe that. I totally believe that. And I want to encourage you all to take care of yourselves. We have less than 4 minutes now, but I do want to encourage you all to take care of yourselves, and just that's what I can say is just take care of yourselves. Not just being protective, but your mental, because people get burnt out, and it's just hard. Here in the South, it's very hard to see change because things have been so deeply rooted for so long. But what we are seeing really is change, because this, like she said, has never happened. I don't think a lot of people know how to take protests. I've only been here a couple of years, but I can definitely tell that you all are doing something that's never been done.
And it makes me mad.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is. But you know what? The same children that you all are trying to protect are going to be able to look back and say, look at what our moms did. So now we got to pick it up and, take it on and do something further, and that is what we have to do. That is what we all have to do. I just want to tell you all, thank you. You know how Zoom was shut down, and I wanted to do that, but I do want to take the time to tell you thank you again for all of your efforts in the community. I believe that things are going to get better. I believe that they're going to get worse before they get better, but I do believe that they're going to get better, and we all have a role to play and a job to do in making sure that it gets better. So thank you for what you're doing. We're going to keep up. So this won't be the last time. Definitely.
Thank you.
Black Lives Matter has a place here with Pasco Connect for sure. We're going to continue to tell this story, share everything that you're willing to give us to share, to spread the news, to spread the word, to let every Black person know in this community that they have support, and that there are people out here fighting for their rights and the rights of their children and their children's children.
Absolutely.
Yes, and you help us make it possible.
Absolutely.
Candace, we
help
appreciate
spread the news.
Thank you, ladies. All right, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. And we'll be dropping some gems throughout the week, keeping you all updated. Let us know when you'll be back out on the streets, and we'll put it out there.
Friday, 7:30 to 10, Main Street, Newport Richie.
And we are also planning one Tuesday to recognize the violence against women.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
all right.
Tuesday 3 to 5, y'all at the courthouse.
Okay, you guys hear that? Come out to the courthouse Tuesday 3 to 5. In honor of women's rights. And then Friday, downtown Main Street, not downtown, Main Street.
And 19.
Right, and 7:30.
Yep.
7:30 p.m. So go to Black Lives Matter, follow them, support them, you guys, and let's continue to say Black Lives Matter. All right, we got less than a minute. Peace.
Bye. Take care. Black Lives Matter. Bye.